What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Losers Club version 2. Now, a while ago when I first begun my channel, I did make some Loser Club figures. However, their outfits were completely inaccurate and everything was inaccurate. Now I decided to base this more off of the movies this time. Of course, some of them aren't the best as others, but without further ado, of course, for the characters, we got Billy, we got Bill, we have Beverly, we have Ben, we have Stanley, we have Mike, we have Eddie, and we have Richie. And of course, the red balloon to represent the clown himself, Pennywise, which we will be taking a look at him later because he is really cool. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at Bill first. So here is Bill. And he is one of my favorite characters in the movie. But to make him, you're going to use the same head and hairpiece that I used for the original one. Of course, I think that these are honestly perfect. The hairpiece that I used is from Nebel. The head is from Will Byers, and the torso, I decided to go for this red torso. It's the best that fits. And then, of course, the arms and legs, I went for dark blue, and then some flesh hands. I didn't really find a weapon to give him or accessory, so I just decided to just leave him like this. And I think he turned out really cool, so yeah, now we're going to go on to Richie next. Next up, Richie. He is one of my personal favorite characters from the movie. I have seen the original It, and with Seth Green, or whatever his name is. And I honestly love the one played by Mike himself, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. And I didn't use the head because it doesn't have glasses. I didn't want to paint it on. So to make him, you're going to use the hairpiece from the Hulk. I think it works the best for him. Then the head, I went for Harry Potter from the Season 2, Series 2 of the CMO series, which I think looks really cool. The torso, I had a hard time with, but I decided to go with Korg's from the Fat Bro Thor set, and I think it turns out really cool. If you wanted to go really accurate, just paint the rock under here with white, and you got a perfect Richie. Then the arms, I just went for the same color as the torso. Then I went for some flesh hands. Then I went with Loki's legs, because I think it kind of is like the best legs. And if you guys are wondering why I went with long legs, I just feel like it fits these characters more than the short legs. So yeah, there is Richie, and I gave him a baseball bat for the most iconic scene in the movie, which is, if you guys have seen it, it's the sewer scene where he beats up Pennywise. But yeah, he looks really cool, and yeah, that is Richie, and now we're going to move on to Eddie. One of my least favorite figures to work on was Eddie. I didn't know what to do with the cast, so I just went with this, which I think it turned out alright, which is funny now when I'm looking at it. I used dark blue legs, but I did paint boots on him for Rocket, which is alright. I'm going to keep it like that. But if you guys don't like that, then just go for some regular plain dark blue legs. But for the torso, I went with Star-Lord's. It's the best that I have in my collection. Then I went with some dark red arms, a white hand, and a flesh hand. And then the head I went for is just Ant-Man's head. I think it works really well for Eddie. And then I went for the this hairpiece, and I didn't really give him an accessory because I don't think he needed it. So yeah, there's Eddie, and now we're going to move on to Stanley. Next up is Stanley, and he turned out really good. I am very happy with how he turned out. Probably one of the most accurate characters, if this hairpiece could move, but probably one of the most accurate characters. So first, the torso I went for. He doesn't have sleeves. A lot of the characters in this don't have sleeves just because I don't have them in my collection. But you could use Hyperion's arms. I think that would work. I'm basing this off of their final battle outfits. So the torso is from Howard from The Big Bang Theory. The legs are from Ray. The head is from Han Solo, the younger Han Solo, which if you want, you can shave off these cheekbones. I just don't think it's necessary. The hairpiece that I went for is, I forget, it's from the Harry Potter Bricktober pack, I think. And then I went with some tan hands, and I went with this little pipe build that I based it off the Funko Pop for him. So yeah, just a flick fire missile with a little gray hinge at the top. Turned out really cool. Looks like Stanley's weapon, and yeah, I think it's really cool. So yeah, there's Stanley, and now we're gonna go on to Ben. Next up is Ben. He has mid-legs this time, which is the only character in this that have mid-legs. So Ben, he's pretty easy, probably one of the most accurate ones. So the legs, I went for just black. The torso, I went for just a plain neat yellow torso with I think it was Petunia Pig's arms from the Looney Tunes. Some tan hands. The head is from Bruce Banner, then just some plain hair. I think it works really cool. And yeah, now we're gonna go on to Mike. Next up is Mike, and once again, I'm not that happy of how he turned out. I think he turned out all right. So the torso, just use a plain white tank top. The arms you can use from the football CMF series, but I just went with some white arms. The legs are from Ron Weasley. The head is from Lucas. The hairpiece is Finn's, and then I went with the gun piece at the top and sanded off the top. Works really cool for the gun. Of course, you could give this to Bill, because he tries to shoot Georgie and Pennywise in the head twice, which it doesn't really work out for them. But yeah, there he is. And now we're going to go on to the last figure, which is of course going to be Beverly. So here is Beverly, and she's alright. I went with like a different outfit than what she wears at the last, because when I was making this figure, I based it off the Funko, which she don't wear this outfit at the end. She wears a white kind of dress instead of this one. She wears this kind of in the movie most of the time, but whatever. Anyway, torso's from I forget, I think it's from Luna Lovegood from series 2 of the Harry Potter, and then the legs are from, I don't know, but the torso and legs are from Harry Potter series 2, and then the arms are flesh, hands are flesh, head is Hermione's from the Lego sets. You can probably find her on a lot of places. It's pretty common, also known on Pepper Potts. And then I went with this orange hairpiece. I don't know where I got it from, but it looks really cool. So yeah, there is Beverly, and that is going to wrap it up for the Losers Club. So that is going to do it for the Losers Club. Hopefully you guys like. And for our final character, we have Pennywise. So Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now, if I'm being honest right now, which I am being honest right now, this was only going to be a solo showcase. This was going to be solo. The showcase wasn't even going to happen, which I'm glad it did. All right, I'm glad it did. Camera, can you please focus? Anyway, I'm glad this showcase did happen, but all of this has been building up to Pennywise. Now, of course, if you guys know, last year when I did the Halloween things, you know, with aliens, Michael Myers, and a bunch of those characters, I didn't include Pennywise because of one reason. I didn't want to make a Pennywise, and he would look literally the same as the last time you guys saw him, which is when I started my channel. That was the last Pennywise I made, which, of course, it was a big deal. I made a Pennywise. I was like, yeah. And it was when I was starting out my channel. And it was when my channel was at a really, like, weird point. And, of course, I'm not at that point anymore. Of course, the Losers Club and stuff was, like, really cool. I'm like, yeah, I made them. But most of this was supposed to go after Pennywise, which I will break down how I made this figure. And, of course, he beats a ton of records for my channel, which we'll get into in a minute. But, of course, the first thing, the elephant in the room, he is fully painted figure. I'm going to address that. He's a fully painted figure. This uses no printed parts from anything. And I know I've said, oh, fully painted, look, it's the Joker, everybody. And Joker was cool, but Pennywise is definitely better. Which now, thinking about it, I've made a lot of fully painted figures now, but he was the first ever fully painted minifigure. Of course, I've made Howard the Duck before, which, of course, if we're being honest, he is a fully painted figure, but he uses a sculpted head, which, of course, a couple of the videos I'm making is going to be based on some fully painted sculpted figures like this guy right here. But of course, talking about it, when I first made Pennywise and a lot of my original videos, they are not that complicated. It's just a simple video of me talking about a figure that I made, and usually it's purist. Now, and then I added Sharpie into the mix. Then I added decals, and now I'm adding painting and sculpting. So yeah, so Joker compared to this figure was a piece of cake. Still, I don't know how I nailed that face. I think I could do it again, but this is not a fully painted figure, all right? This is not fully painted. This is, I said that this was my favorite figure way back when, and I still have it because I have deep respect for it. But the torso was painted from an Emmett. The head was painted. It was my fully painted figure at the time. The hairpiece as well. I haven't taken this hairpiece off in years, but of course it's still gray underneath because I decided to put it in nail polish, which was fun. But of course he is not fully painted, all right? He was my first ever painted figure, but this is fully painted. So yeah, anyway, Cedric Diggory head painted. You guys gonna watch the original video. This guy is kind of like an archive figure now. Let's talk about Pennywise. So of course the balloon, pretty cool. It's not the new balloons, but I just decided to add them. The stud is in here because, well, this is loose and yeah, comes off really easily. So stud, keep it there. All right, let's talk about this figure now. So where to begin? Let's begin at the head. Okay, let's start there. So the head is really hard, okay? It was really hard to do this head, and when you're looking at it from far away, it looks like Pennywise. And I'm glad. This is my first ever painted minifigure head. So what I did is I don't have any progress photos or anything, but I made this figure a while ago, and we're gonna talk about that at the end of the video. But the head was just a blank white head. I took a black eye and put 2 black dots on there, and then which was awesome. Then I took yellow paint when the black paint was drying and decided to put that on there. So the black pupil was made on accident, and I love how it turned out. I know that the eyes are not, like, when you look at it like that, the eyes are not symmetrical, which I know that, but it's the best that I'm going to do for now. And of course I have had a problem with some eyes for characters. A lot of the eyes are never the same for some of the characters. I haven't gotten to that point yet. The mouth, though, is really good. I like the mouth. And then the headpiece is sculpted. It's just, I took a ghost spider head and flipped the other expression. But if we want to take the head off, it is a fully sculpted head, so the helmet piece cannot come off. So this whole hair piece thing was sculpted on here. This is my first ever sculpted hair piece, technically. So then I took like some lines and stuff. It looks cool and stuff. I know there's like white paint and stuff there, but very dirty and mucky. It still looks cool. Going on to the ruffle right here, I added a bunch of weathering to the character, so that's why there's a bunch of gray and stuff. But this little weather piece is Alfred's from the Lego Batman movie. I don't think I can take it off. Okay, there we go. But it's Alfred's from the Lego Batman movie, as you guys can see, and I put it on there. You have to put it on there in a certain way. But the torso, I sculpted the torso. I just added sculpted dots right there, and on the back I added the black lines. Very messy, but it doesn't really matter. The arms are extremely hard to move. So yeah, so then I added the sculpted pieces right here and here. That was kind of easy. Then this skirt right here is just a normal skirt. I actually have, I think, another one around here. Yeah, I do. I have this one. So it's this piece, but just painted white. I got this one. This one's pink, usually originally. So yeah, there's that. And then the legs, of course, I sculpted on the little ruffles on the side, and then I sculpted the boots, painted it. Kind of messy, but I don't care. It looks good. So there he is, and of course, you have to put this in a certain way, or else it won't fit on here that well, which I have learned which way to put it on, and just, there you go. So there he is, and that's it for Pennywise. And of course, I know he's not perfect, but I am happy of how he turned out. Of course, this figure won't be scrapped. This figure will stay on my shelf for a while because, of course, he is sculpted, and I'm not going to be able to use any of the parts from him anymore because a lot of them are sculpted. And yeah, really hard figure to make, all right? Not even joking. This figure was incredibly hard to make, which he was made in a point in time that, of course, sucks now, thinking back on it now. But that is it for this showcase, and now we're going to back out. And yeah, that is it for Pennywise, and now we're going to take a look at. So that is going to do it for my It Chapter 1 showcase. Now, of course, if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But of course, like I said earlier in the video, when I made this figure was actually last week. Now, last week I was working on a lot of sculpted figures. I was actually working on 2 sculpted figures and working on another painted figure and finishing him. Of course, I'm looking at him right now. He looks really cool. And this was the figure I was talking about with Man-Thing, which, of course, Man-Thing and this which, of course, these 2 figures were awesome to sculpt. Now, last week, around the Sublime video and Man-Thing video, I was sick. It was the day that I got a cold on that day. So it was on Sunday, and I had a cold, and yeah, it wasn't fun, okay? It wasn't fun. And that's why I haven't made a video, because, of course, I've been working on a lot of painted and sculpted figures for upcoming things. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of them are going to be really fun to do. And, of course, I have been working on a lot of painted cartoon characters, so that does kind of give you a little hint of what it is. But, yeah, Pennywise was finished the day I finished Man-Thing, which Man-Thing, I was uploading the video actually when I was sick, and I'm talking sick, like muscles and stuff like that. Of course, I don't have COVID. I tested, and I don't have COVID, and I don't anymore, and I'm not sick anymore, so of course I can do videos again, which hopefully I don't get sick again. But yeah, it was a good weekend because, of course, I created some of my most proudest figures, like Man-Thing and Pennywise and another figure. And, of course, I did also sculpt and paint another figure today. Not actually today, on Sunday, yesterday. I actually finished him yesterday, which is pretty good. He looks awesome, and you guys will see him very soon. Of course, it's not related to Halloween or anything. So, yeah. Anyway, I will be coming out with new videos such as those. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Make sure to have a happy Halloween. And of course, I'll be changing my profile photo tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out and bye.